This is my review of My Hero Academia, Chapter 246, Message. And we finally learn the truth about the Doctor, everything he's been planning, the reason for the Nomu research, the reason for all of this. It's all related to the Quirk Singularity concept, something that, oh my god, was actually introduced almost 100 chapters ago. It was introduced in Chapter 166 as in what I almost consider to be a joke chapter, where Bako and Todoroki were trying to get their license by babysitting a bunch of kids with super strong quirks. And the concept is basically this. As quirks grow and expand and mix together over generation after generation, they become more and more powerful to the point where eventually you just won't be able to control it or contain it whatsoever. That's why the Nomus exist. They were previous attempts to try mixing together a bunch of quirks together and seeing how to make the body handle it without, going absolutely freaking insane. There's actually reference in the past, too, where it was said, I think All Might explained this, that when All For One gave multiple quirks to a person, or transferred quirks between people, some of them just couldn't handle it, and their bodies essentially broke down, they went insane. So, if this really is Endgame, it's been planned for, essentially since the very beginning, which would just be so amazing. It just makes so much sense, too. Oh my god, I love that. But what's more, this Doctor is the one that, he says, I call this concept the Quirk Singularity. And yet it was referenced a while back. So this isn't just some crackpot, living in the shadows Doctor. He's an actual researcher who is at least somewhat well known. I mean, he says All For One's the only one who ever took it seriously, though to me it seems like common sense. So maybe not, that well respected for having his crackpot theory, but it's at least it's at least well known enough that people have heard of it. And this seems to be what he's planning on doing to Shigaraki. Essentially, he's going to advance the hardware, upgrade and mutate his body over the next 4 months of unbelievable hell to the point where he obtains the ability, he tames everything. He says, if you can overcome it, you'll find that you have everything in the palm of your hands. Even One For All, the one power that didn't behave as he saw fit. Which is just so many questions about that. I mean, he even goes on to say, yes, out of everything that All For One sought to possess, One For All is somehow different, something special. Did All For One want One For All above everything else? I mean, is that what he's been trying to do over these countless generations? Get him and steal the power for himself? Or was he waiting for the power to awaken, to fully evolve into its final form before he took it? Because if that's the case, this could be, the endgame moment for Deku here. The quirks evolved and grown to the point where it's about to, hatch for him, where he's about to be able to use the quirks of 8 other people. So 8 superpowered quirks that he could, that All For One could then steal at that exact moment might be what he's been after this entire time. Anyway, then we have some more of the moments with Hawk and Endeavor. The message goes on. 4 months from now, rise to action. Before then, we'll send signal. So essentially he's saying, something's gonna happen in 4 months. Before that happens, I'm gonna warn you so that you and whoever you have with you can prepare properly. And you can't just, out their location right here and now. If he says, hey, the Meta Liberation Army is right here, a lot of them would easily escape. And if just a few get out and they, continue spreading the ideology and whatnot, they could just grow even more powerful than they are right now. Or just go, suicide bomber route and just go crazy, destroying and killing a whole bunch of people. Anyway, then Redesser shows up, and Hawk's like, oh, am I screwed right now? But he's just there to thank him for handing out the books, trying to spread their wonderful word, even though Twice doesn't actually get what their whole wonderful message is, which is pretty funny. Endeavor also realizes this is all planned by forces above him. The commission told him to take on these students. I assumed it was Todoroki who, just had to convince his father to let him do it, but the commission was involved in it well. This is their way of training the next generation, preparing for what's coming next. The big destruction for all plan. Essentially, the students here are backup. In case something happens, in case Endeavor fails, then they can take up the mantle and protect the rest of Japan from, or whoever's left at least. And he's not a big fan of this, but for now, he has to trust in Hawks. After everything he did to deliver this message, he needs to listen to him. Which I think is a great moment for Endeavor, like, wow, you're actually listening to people. That's amazing. But yeah, so now he's like, all right, well, if Hawks, gave me this message, I gotta believe in him right now. I gotta train these kids to be better than they are. I gotta train them to protect people if something happens to me or if I'm not available at the moment. We do also finally have some confirmation here about what would have happened if Hawks hadn't interfered. As he says, as Hawks basically explains, he interfered not because they needed help, but because he wanted the League to underestimate and think they're still just weak children who don't know how to react in a situation like this. And then we get two full pages showing where all the heroes and all the students are right now, which is interesting. Definitely some healthy mixture of Class A and Class B working together, which I like. I assume we got the whole battle of Class A versus Class B for the upcoming sports festival or something. But it seems like this is more about showing off who their allies are going to be in this upcoming battle, this big fight that's coming in 4 months. Also, this just really felt like it was going to be this really felt like a conclusion chapter. Like if a series was canceled, they end with showing all the characters in different spots, like they're going to be ready when the time comes. I mean, obviously, the series is nowhere near being done or canceled. Well, maybe done. We'll see about that, but nowhere near being canceled. But that's just how it felt to me. On the other hand, this might be some kind of, I don't know, prelude to a time skip or something. I really wouldn't want a time skip right now with how everyone is doing. I want to see some more of this training, what everyone's up to and all that, but it could be you're just going to skip ahead to 4 months and see the destruction for all coming, or just not sure, honestly. But yeah, definitely a lot to take note of in some of these panels. And we have All Might looking like he's on the verge of tears. Not sure what's going on with him. What if somebody died? Because, I don't know, Gran Torino and the detective, whose name I forgot. I mean, he has their hat down when he's looking at the teleporter. The Quirk, villain with teleportation quirk. Not sure what's going on with that. I mean, it looks like Todoroki's sister is praying. Very weird. So, I don't know. It feels like there might be some foreshadowing here. I'm just not. Maybe I'm just overreading things. Oh, also, it looks like Aries' quirk is finally starting to pick back up. So, yay! I mean, seriously, thank the gods. I don't think she's going to be as powerful as she was, throughout the whole arc of her, where she was, basically god of destruction right there. But being able to use your quirk a little bit and being trained in it was going to make her a huge ally in this upcoming battle. I mean, she could even, theoretically turn Shigaraki's body back into what it used to be. Or take the severed hand he has and revert that to his father or his sister or somebody used to know. That'd be interesting. I'd love to see that. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Time skip or something coming up next? I'm honestly not sure right now. Next chapter is definitely going to be a big one. I can guarantee that at this point. Maybe it's going to be them continuing the training. Maybe it's going to be skipping ahead to 4 months to actually, the destruction for all happening or something. Just really couldn't say. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Really, what's going on? Be sure to like, subscribe. Till next time.
Peace.